Today, as a freelance designer, there are a variety of ways you can work. You can be solo freelance and manage your own clients, or you can be freelance through design recruitment agencies and work on location. Now, these are two very different ways of working as a freelance designer. However, being a freelancer, you have the freedom and flexibility to undertake either of these options or even both. Now, there are a lot of positives to being design recruitment agency freelance. A lot of freelancers aspire to become design recruitment agency freelance because of the benefits and the lifestyle it can offer. Now, I myself have been design recruitment agency freelance for the past 6 years, and going design recruitment agency freelance changed my career. So if you're interested in becoming freelance, want to know more about design recruitment agency freelance, then check out this video. So for the past 6 years, I have been a freelance designer working specifically with design recruitment agencies. In my opinion, design recruitment agency freelance is a good alternative to working solo and managing your own clients. So in this video, I'm going to be discussing the positives. Now, design recruitment agency is a bit of a mouthful. So for the rest of this video, I'm going to be referring to design recruitment agency as DRA. So the first big positive about being DRA freelance is 1. Freedom and flexibility. Now, initially, when people think of freelance, they think of the freedom to work whenever they like, and this is one of the obvious positives to DRA freelance. But what's also great is you have the freedom to work for whoever you like. Now, sometimes during busy times of the year, a DRA freelancer will have multiple options and can pick and choose. Now, one of the best things about DRA freelance is it's not forever, and you have a lot of control over what you do. The DRA freelancer has a lot of power in this situation. A DRA freelancer will have the freedom to leave a contract if it's not working out, or if they don't like the work. If a freelancer works a contract for a week or a few weeks and the client wants to keep you on, if you don't like the job, you can leave. It's that simple. Now, there have been many contracts I have worked where I did not enjoy it, did not like the people, or did not like the work and found it uninspiring. In those situations, I would always see it through, in the knowledge that it was only for a few weeks, and once it was done, and I could start something new next time. Now, if I was ever asked to go back, I would just respectively decline. So another positive about being DRA freelance is 2. The DRA works for you. Now, there is a kind of symbiotic relationship between the DRA freelancer and the agent. Both work hard for each other. The agent works hard to find jobs to put the freelancer into, and the freelancer works hard to maintain their own reputation to get more work. The freelancer earns the day rate and the agent earns the commission. So in this instance, it's really a win-win for both parties. There is no one in this situation who has the upper hand, which can differ drastically with someone who is full-time employed and controlled by their senior staff. So another positive about being DRA freelance is 3. Day rate. Now, a DRA freelancer will be paid a day rate. Now, this is negotiated before a freelancer accepts a contract, and it will be based on the freelancer's experience and the type of job they will be doing. The more experienced a freelancer, the more one can charge for the day rate. Now, since I started as a DRA freelancer 6 years ago, today my day rate has almost tripled. So another positive being a DRA freelancer is 4. Fast guaranteed payment. As a solo freelancer, there is always anxiety on when you may get paid, and having to do the whole job to get that last payment from your client. With DRA freelance, you are pretty much guaranteed to get paid, either weekly, fortnightly, or monthly. Now, another positive about being DRA freelance is 5. Getting out of the house and working in cool studios. Now, for some working solo freelance at home or in their own studio space, this can be a solitary lifestyle and uninspiring. Now, I have done this a few times in my experience, and I have always found it dull, where you may not speak to many people in days. Now, a DRA freelancer is required to work on location, so they will always be out of the house and working in the studio environment, which is typically filled with interesting people with a cool vibe. Which brings me to the next point. 6. Creative opportunities. Now, one of the best pros to DRA freelance is the creative opportunities you can get. If you're employed full-time by a design agency, typically they will have a few clients on the books, which they will be working on regularly. Now, a DRA freelancer can work several jobs a year at a variety of places. Now, this opens up a huge potential for variety of where a freelancer can work and what they may work on. A DRA freelancer will get the chance to work on many projects and get the opportunity to work on projects they may not have had the chance to before. Which brings me to the next and arguably one of the most important positives. 7. Working with creative pros. Now, one thing I don't hear mentioned often is the amount you can learn from working with so many different people. Now, when working by yourself or with the same people for a while as an employee, you just don't get exposed to a huge variety of skills, talent, and ways of working. Now, I have met so many amazing creative people, business people, and managers in my experience as a DRA freelancer. I have worked with so many talented people, and when I meet them, I always try and learn as much as possible. Working at so many studios and with so many creative people has made me a much better designer and transformed my career. Which brings me to the next positive. 8. Amazing experience and lots of it. Now, nothing is more valuable in the design industry than experience. Now, this is the same as the previous point, but more orientated around work. As I stated in the previous episode, over the past 6 years, I have been to over 30 studios. In this time, I have seen how lots of studios approach their design. I have seen a myriad of design process, where I have had the opportunity to cherry pick the best practices. As a DRA freelancer, in a short time, you can amass a huge amount of experience. For a designer, this kind of experience is priceless in the industry and can accelerate a career. Now, a really cool positive about being DRA freelance is 9. No pressure to maintain clients. As a solo freelancer, there is typically a desire to keep clients as this will keep the revenue coming in and to generate potential work in future. Now, this is not typically the case with DRA freelance. During the course of a year, a DRA freelancer may undertake several contracts with several different studios. As mentioned earlier, the DRA will work hard to provide contracts to their freelancers to earn commission. Once a DRA freelancer is available, it won't be long before their agent is calling to offer them new opportunities. So this diminishes the anxiety that can be felt with the solo freelancer to maintain clients. So the last positive about being DRA freelance is 10. Your work time is valued. Now, this is a big one. A DRA freelancer will work between the working hours of the studio they are working with. When the day is done, they are done. Now, unlike what can happen when you work as a solo freelancer, where a client may request updates or tweaks that could go over the agreed time limit, a DRA freelancer will be working a day rate, and the client will only have a freelancer for a limited amount of time. And they will want the freelancer to be as productive as possible, so will tend to show a lot of respect for a freelancer's time. Now, there may be times a freelancer will be required to work overtime to get a job done. But in that scenario, a freelancer can claim that as overtime, so they can still get paid. In my experience, typically a client will extend a contract for a few more days or weeks if there is more work to be done. So in this instance, a freelancer gets paid for exactly the time they work. So to recap, the 10 big positives to DRA freelance are 1. Freedom and flexibility. 2. The DRA works for you. 3. Day rate. 4. Guaranteed payment. 5. Get out of the house and work in cool studios. 6. Creative opportunities. 7. Work with creative pros. 8. Amazing experience and lots of it. 9. No pressure to maintain clients. And 10. Your work time is valued. Now, if you have any questions regarding Design Recruitment Agency freelance, be sure to pop them in the comment section below and I'll be sure to get back to you. So those were 10 big positives to working as a DRA freelancer. Now it's time to look at some of the negatives. In the next video, I'm going to be discussing 10 negatives to DRA freelance. So see you in the next video.